Super Mario World is a very popular game to speedrun. In addition to being groundbreaking at its time of release, the design of the overworld allows you to choose the way you play through the game. It is from this design that several speedrun categories are born, including the ridiculous playing with your food percent. This is a category where you literally beat the game using foods that levels are named after. We can achieve this with a neat tool called a Makey Makey. Our goal is to get from the start of the game to Chocolate Fortress, which is the final food-themed level. With the plan set in place, all that was left to do was start the challenge. Since Yoshi's Island contains no food-themed levels, we were able to take our time and play up through Iggy's castle with a normal controller. Once we got to Donut Plains, the fun truly began. I started to connect my donut to the circuit board, and after a few minutes of struggling, we were set to play Mario World with an actual donut. Oh, this is such a bad idea. That's fine. Go, go, run! Oh my god, I'm alive! Oh no. It didn't really go so well. I found myself struggling with very basic jumps, and this was largely because of the donut I chose. For some reason, I picked chocolate-covered donuts, which meant that I was required to touch the side of the donuts for them to activate. This meant that I could only hold a few buttons at a time. It was too late to try anything else, so we had to get good with this donut-based control scheme and fast. Eventually, with a little determination. Okay, got the cape. Oh my god, we made it to the checkpoint. See, I can run, but with the donut pieces, it's so inconvenient that I just probably shouldn't. We beat a level! We beat a level! The first exit of Donut Plains 1 was finished. Wait, just the first exit? Well, Super Mario World levels have multiple ways to win, and beating a level in a specific way will cause different paths on the overworld to open up. Each way of beating a level is referred to as an exit. Donut Plains 1 has two exits, a normal exit and a secret exit. Because the secret exit has more donut-themed levels locked behind it, we also need to get the secret exit. But instead of worrying about that, we will move on to the horror of Donut Plains 2. This level is significantly worse than the previous level. Donut Plains 2 is an auto-scroller, meaning the level forces me to keep up with it. If I don't, Mario will be crushed by the moving screen of the level. To make things a little easier for myself, I chose to go back to Yoshi's Island and hit the yellow switch. Hitting this switch would make it so extra platforms and power-ups appeared in various levels. With this newfound power, we were ready to give Donut Plains 2 another shot. Just go, just... Look, chat, I know that speedrunners blame their controllers all the time. All I'm saying is, I think I've got a little bit extra room. Eventually, we got all the way through and opened the path to Donut Ghost House. Donut Plains 2 also has a secret exit to the Green Switch Palace, but it's much easier to obtain because the pipe to get there is very early in the level. With those 2 exits completed and the green switch activated, I decided to go backwards and tackle Donut's secret next. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this is gonna suck. I can't swim! I can't item swim. I just realized I can't actually item swim. This level was entirely underwater, meaning I had to completely change my control setup. Swimming in Super Mario World is more advanced than any other entry in the series. When underwater, you can control how high or low you swim with up and down on the D-pad. If you hold down, you will swim lower, and if you hold up, you will swim higher. In addition to this, while holding an item, Mario will constantly rise upwards and you have to press down to make him swim downwards. While these extra controls are not entirely required to get through water levels, they make water levels much easier. So I swapped around my donuts and gave it a shot. This level's impossible. This could be huge. This could be a big woohoo poggers gaming moment. After struggling with the key for a while, I was able to grab the secret exit to the second donut ghost house. This level was fortunately not very difficult. All we had to do was dodge some boos and run back and forth to find and enter a hidden door. This took us to Donut's Secret 2, which was a very hard level. In addition to being an ice level, it had difficult paths and a ton of deadly enemies. Fortunately, we were able to find a star about halfway through the level and simply sprint to the goal. Stars last a very long time in this game. With this level cleared, the end of Donut Plains was in sight. We easily beat the first Donut Ghost House, flew over the entirety of Donut Plains 3 with a cape, and did the same for Donut Plains 4. This took us to Morton's Castle. Thankfully, Morton's Castle does not actually contain Donut in its name, so we were allowed to use a keyboard to crush this level and Morton. The next area was Vanilla Dome, and for this area, I would be using Vanilla Extract to play the game. Vanilla Extract was a really weird item that required a creative solution. I ultimately decided on putting some vanilla extract in a cup and holding my finger in it for the entire area to complete the circuit to the control pad. Even with this very weird solution, the following levels were not easy. The Makey Makey was not designed with direct contact in mind, and as a result, the control pads were incredibly close together. It was very difficult to control Mario with just one hand. I don't have a cape anymore. Chat, I can't do it! Vanilla Dome 1 took a lot of attempts. In addition to having several deadly enemies, it also had a section that required me to run and jump off of pillars that were descending into lava. It took a lot of focus to make those jumps, but we were eventually able to beat the level. Oh my god, we did it! Next up was Vanilla Dome 2, which required us to swim through a huge section and then race against a P-switch timer to get to the secret exit. After that, we used power-ups to our advantage in Vanilla Ghost House to make our way through some very tricky jumps. No cape. All my cape are gone. Oh my god, okay. Please. Ah! Get out. Oh, this is gonna absolutely suck. Here we go. This led us to Vanilla Dome 3, the hardest level of the area. This level requires very precise jumps on moving skull rafts. We had to constantly dodge blargs that leapt out of the lava at us, dodge enemies we couldn't kill, and made sure we didn't fall into the numerous bottomless pits throughout the level. After a very long struggle, we finally made it out alive. This is really tense. The rest of Vanilla Dome was a cakewalk. We flew over Vanilla Dome 4, found and pressed the red switch in Red Switch Palace, climbed up Vanilla Secret 1, flew over Vanilla Secrets 2 and 3, and swam through Vanilla Fortress. This is where the easy path ended, as we were about to encounter the hardest level in the entire game, Butter Bridge 1. As the name implies, we had to use butter in order to beat Butter Bridge 1. To achieve this, I melted butter into an ice cube tray and used each individual section as a specific button. While it worked, it wasn't the easiest control scheme to use, which was real bad news. Oh, this is not happening. In addition to being an auto-scroller, this level also introduced several different platform variants. Some of them moved downward while you stood on them, and others completely collapsed after standing on them for only a second. This meant that I had a limited amount of time to jump off of them and onto the next platform. I needed precision and speed, and neither of these were easy to achieve with my controller literally being butter. In addition to all of this, the level had no checkpoints and was 2 minutes long from start to finish. I needed to play perfectly. After an hour of attempts, I had this run. This was a charity thing. We raised $10,000 for the Trevor Project, so you know what? It was worth it. But also, I'm probably not doing any food-related things like this again. Percent for GDQ. Chat doesn't understand that no means no. I'd rather do this than the Sonic drink again. Came up with that idea not too long ago myself. That took so long. And we were finally through. To celebrate our victory, we flew over Butter Bridge 2, demolished Ludwig and his castle, and unleashed our wrath against Lemmy. This took us to Cheese Bridge area, a laughably easy level that we flew over twice to get both the normal and secret exits. We used the cheese stick for this level, making it feel just like a keyboard, provided that keyboard is made of cheese. We beat Soda Lake next by using way too many cans of Red Bull. The benefit of using Red Bull was that I didn't need to stick my hands in liquid, making this water level very easy to beat. After that, we flew over Cookie Mountain using, yep, a cookie, and that took us to Forest of Illusion. Because Forest of Illusion is not named after a food, we were able to simply use a keyboard to play the entire area and beat up Roy in Roy's castle. This took us to the final area, Chocolate Island. Chocolate Island was the worst area in the game by far. I thought Butter Bridge was bad, but nothing could have prepared me for the difficulty that chocolate would bring. As you all know, chocolate melts. This meant that after flying over just one level, the chocolate had melted and was sticking to my fingers. This made it incredibly challenging to actually get through any of the other levels. Just see for yourself. Mission meanie. I'm gonna reset. I just give you capes, huh? Football! Being physically unable to enter a door made me believe the run was dead. I thought it was all over. Until I remembered the donuts. See, chat made fun of me for picking chocolate-covered donuts instead of getting plain donuts. But the fact that they were chocolate-covered meant that I could use them for Chocolate Island. So, I cut up another donut, linked it up to the Makey Makey, and finally got through Choco Ghost House. The run was alive. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're so close. Oh, please. We flew over Chocolate Island 2 to get both the normal and secret exits and set our sights on Chocolate Secret. This level was the ultimate test of perseverance. We were 7 hours into this run, and I was quite finished with playing Mario with food, but Nintendo was not letting up. We had to get through precise jumps, way too many footballs, unkillable enemies, and a descending floor that would spell our demise if we were too slow. But against all odds, we did it. That wasn't even fair. What's your donut layout? I don't know. It's a really good page. It's a really good question. No, Chocolate Fortress, I think it is the last level that we have to do. Chucks, you wouldn't dare! Y'all cowards! We flew over Chocolate Island 3, and we were met with Chocolate Fortress. 3 levels. 3 levels. Like Chocolate Secret, this level too wanted to end our run. With never-ending thwimps, thwomps, spikes, and fireballs, this level was out for blood. But the power of chocolate donuts would not let us down, and after only 20 minutes, we made it to the boss. This boss is 4 rhinos that rotate around on platforms while shooting fireballs at you. You have to hit the bottom of each platform to kill the rhinos, and after you kill 2, the floor starts to collapse. This boss was incredibly difficult with donuts, but we took it slow and we were able to kill it to get the win. Only 2 levels left. We moved over to Chocolate Island 4 and we were met with sloped, moving platforms. Not wanting to stop our incredible momentum, we made the precise jumps with grace and elegance, navigated the treacherous terrain, and grabbed the gold tape. 1 level left. Our journey has taken us to many places and allowed us to experience so many control methods that many others won't and probably shouldn't. I'm proud to stand before you and say that I beat Mario with not just a donut, not just a cookie, not just chocolate or cheese or butter, but also with a desire to do what nobody has done before. And as I took hold of my chocolate donut and my cape feather one last time, I flew over Chocolate Island 5 and completed the first and maybe only run of playing with your food percent for Super Mario World. We did it. Thanks for watching.